dunia sote tunapita.
Hello everyone, welcome to our very special segment with I, Michelle. And today's topic is a topic that is close to our hearts, our homes and our families. 5th June, which was a few days ago, we celebrated World Environment Day. The day isn't just meant to celebrate our planet, but to also look at how we have been treating it. This year's theme was Beat Plastic Pollution. And the theme reminds us that it's urgent to restore our clean earth. And no one understood that better than the late Wangari Maathai, Kenya's own environmental warrior and global icon for climate justice. But today, we are not just looking back, we are looking around and ahead at the state of our environment, the challenges we've been facing, and the new generation that is rising to meet these challenges. In this segment, we'll journey through Wangari Maathai's powerful legacy, explore Kenya's current environmental struggles, and shine a light on the digital platforms and youth empowerments that have been reshaping what environmental activism means. Protecting the planet is no longer just about planting trees, it's about planting ideas, action, and hope. So, let's dive in.
Once upon a time, the year being 1940, a daughter of the soil was born, a daughter who grew up to become a radical woman as years went by. Her name was Wangari Maathai, a woman who believed that healing the earth could also heal the society. Before the world knew her name, before the Nobel Peace Prize, before the tree planting, the protests, the parliamentary seat, Wangari Maathai was just a curious girl growing up in the green highlands of Nyeri. She grew up surrounded by lush hills, clean rivers, fertile soils, and deep respect for the land. At the time, the environment wasn't just scenery. It was full of life. It was filled with indigenous trees, trees which provided firewood, shade, medicine, home for some birds, and some trees were regarded sacred. They couldn't be cut down. People lived with nature, not against it. But as she grew older, Wangari Maathai began to see change, and not the good kind. Colonialism not only brought new systems of governance and education, but also new practices which led to environmental degradation. The introduction of cash crop farming led to lands being cleared for agricultural practices, trees being cut down without replanting, water sources drying up. The land was degraded. Slowly, the harmony between people and nature began to break. Wangari Maathai, seeing her once thriving homeland starting to fade, decided to study science, first in the US through the Kenya Airlift program, then returned to Kenya as the first woman in East Africa to earn a PhD. Even when she was an academia, the pain of what was happening to the environment never left her. She realized that the environmental crisis carried a lot of weight. The trees being cut weren't just trees, they were survival. So, she decided to do something radical, plant one herself. One seed, one woman, one movement. A decision that blossomed into a fire that changed Kenya. With her bare hands and boundless spirit, she started the Green Belt movement in 1977. The movement's mission was to restore forests, empower women, protect communities, and challenge those in power. However, founding and leading this movement came at a cost. Wangari Maathai faced arrest, threats, and insults.
Very severely injured. It's like they had targeted her. So she got hit on the head, she got hit on her back, everywhere.
One of the hurdles she had to overcome was when she led the Green Belt movement in a campaign against the government's plan to allocate Karura Forest for private development. She became a frequent target under increasing scrutiny by the government of Daniel Arap Moi. But still, she never gave up. She continued planting trees. As they rose, so did her movement. Wangari Maathai saved Karura Forest from being developed, preserving it as a vital green space of Nairobi. The forest also became a symbol of resistance against land grabs and environmental degradations, and a testament of one person's dedication to conserve the environment. Wangari Maathai taught us that nature isn't separate from us. It's a reflection of our roots, our values, and our future.
I was a very different person. I had gone through the experience of the civil rights movement, which was led by Martin Luther King. And that experience really gave me my perception and my understanding and my challenge for human rights issues.
She stood firm in muddy boots when others turned their backs, showing the world that real strength lies in protecting what gives us life. But today, things feel different. The forests are thinner, the rivers are quieter, and the air feels heavier. Climate change isn't coming. It is already here with us. We feel it in the floods that sweep away our homes, the droughts that dry up our dreams, and the heat that scorches our cities. Deforestation is still a lurking monster, especially after the lifting of the ban on logging in public and community plantation forests that had been put in place in 2018. The ban was implemented to address illegal logging, which was contributing to deforestation and loss of forests. Since lifting the ban, trucks ferrying tree logs are frequently seen on major highways, raising concerns among environmentalists about the disregard for ecological balance. Pollution is also on the rise. Industrial activities, vehicular emission, burning of solid fuels, water contamination by agricultural chemicals, poor waste management is affecting our environment. Water scarcity is another pressing issue. Dwindling water resources pose significant threats to both human livelihoods and agricultural productivity. As the population continues to grow, the demand for water increases, placing strain to existing water sources. Biodiversity loss is accelerating. Kenya's key biodiversity areas are under threat due to pressure from drought, infrastructure developments, land use changes, and deforestation. These pressures are leading to habitat destruction and a decline in wildlife preservation. The rapid growth of the fashion industry is also leading to a massive accumulation of textile waste. Yet, amidst all these challenges, a new generation is rising. A generation that is not waiting for permission. A generation planting trees in slums, organizing environmental conservation campaigns, building apps to guide us through environmental preservation,
So I can tell you what you need.
creating eco-fashion, and reimagining what sustainability looks like in our time. Several digital platforms and initiatives like Kenya Youth Climate Hub, KUTV Environment Platform, DigiCen, Kenyan Youth Biodiversity Network, social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, X, and WhatsApp are used to organize cleanup campaigns, drive awareness, mobile communities for climate action, and implementing sustainable solutions.
Raymond, niko Githurai 44. Hapa as you can see tunachapa business ya kurecycle waste. Tuna collect zote tunaweka pamoja. Ni ile kitambo tu hatukuwa ngadi na kazi, hatukuwa na uradi. Sasa tukakaa chini. By the time kulikuwa na other dealers wa scrap metals. Huko mtaani tunaitanga Dikwa. So tukasema mbona pia sisi tusianzishe kitu kama hii, to give back kwa community yetu huku Rorie juu hakuna biz kama hiyo ilikuwa. Tuko na hizi zina kama mabati. Hizi tunaitanga light per kilogram ni 30 bob. Hapa tuko na tissue. Tissue watu wanadharau sana, lakini tissue ni pesa. So tissue hapa hadi kama imetumika, watu wa maklabu unaleta, tuna recycle pia. Tuko na hizi polythene za colorless. Hizi pia tunachukua 1 kilogram ni 20 bob. Hizi kanza pombe hizi. Basi sasa sisi sana machoko cha hizi jua kama cans za tei cans. Sisi tunaita jest. Kama hii yote just imagine ingekuwa huko kwa street huko kwenu. Mnakanyaga, yani imedunga hadi watoto wenyu miguu. But sasa sisi tumezicollect, ona iko na hip, ni kama mountain. Hii kilogram tunachukua na 8 bob. Just 8 bob naleta kilo moja. Tuko na box, cartons. Hiyo tunaita kama kote. Hizo tunachukua na hiyo kilogram ni 10 bob. Hizi mitungi za mafuta, as you can see, kuna kama hii drum iliharibika. Watu wanadharau sana viatu, unatupa. Kama hii ilienda, hii tunachukuanga soles. Nachukuanga hizi soles. So ukiona kama kiatu imeharibika na pia huwezi pea mtu, ni kiatu aibu, unaleta tunapima. Hiyo bado ni pesa. Kilo ni 20 bob. Hizi ni chupa za tei za glass. Kama hizi zingepasuka kwa njia zingekata watu, lakini sisi tunazichukua. Kitu tunataka ku accomplish kabisa ni kutoa waste yote kwa society. Sisi tunataka to keep a clean society yenye ni safe kwa everyone.
Naitwa Magi toka Zimmerman. Hapa ni Roysambu, our job location. First, tunaziendea kwa institutions like schools, malls. Documents in a institution, zingine ni zina deal na ma transactions zenye wanafanya, so hawawezi kuuzia hivyo tu, so they must do something. Yeah, sasa tunazikausha. Una time jua ikiwaka hivi tu unazikausha, then unazipack. Tunauzia kampuni yenye wana recycle sasa. Hii kazi imenisaidia. I have 2 children na wote wako shule, na hii kazi ndio inawasustain.
We have the tools, the passion, the creativity, and the voice. Every seed planted is a protest. Every cleanup, a revolution. And every recycle, a promise but we are not yet done.
This fight isn't easy. We are up against systems built to exploit, governments which are slow to act, and a world that is more obsessed with profit more than it is obsessed with protection. It is easy to feel small, overwhelmed, and powerless. But Wangari Maathai once said, you cannot protect the environment unless you empower people. And we, the youth, are more empowered, more connected, and more informed than ever before. Wangari Maathai laid the roots. Now it's our turn to rise.
All right, good morning. And there's a greeting that I have to make. In the spirit of all cousins, hi cousins back at home. Thank you so much for tuning in to Biashara Tuesday this morning. It is a week where everyone is apparently cousins, so we are a family and no one should be meddling in the family issues. I don't know who that person is who is meddling in the family businesses or family issues, but it's such a pleasure to have you aboard this morning on KUTV Rise Today, Biashara Tuesday. I'm Anyango Sylvia, and we have a lot just happening on your screen in the spirit of celebrating International Environmental Day, which was on 5th of June 2025. That was last week on Thursday. We had a dig into what was happening in the previous years and what is currently happening. The late Professor Wangari Maathai was a really good champion, or a great champion of conserving, maintaining our forests. And that included Karura Forest, which she really championed for it to be conserved. But at the moment, as we speak, things are really changing, and we've seen encroachment into forests, we've seen land grabbing, we've seen recently, we even seen cemeteries being grabbed. So in the spirit of fighting for our environment, it's high time, as we have been told on the feature that was just happening on your screen, that it is high time we maintain or we conserve our environment. Now, this morning also, I've just informed you that we have a lot in store for you this morning. And just to take a quick look at what is happening on our dailies, we have this morning the Star. And you always know that the Star is on Tuesday. When it's Tuesday, the Star is free. So anywhere you go, you'll get the Star for free, whether it's in supermarkets or anything. And we have so many government tenders and jobs that are listed over there. So in the spirit of looking at what is happening in our country, we all know that a lot is happening. And just to take a quick look at what the dailies are telling us this morning, beginning with the Standard, which is quite bold. The Standard says blood on their hands. And this is Inspector General Douglas Kanja. We have the DIG. We have Mohammed Amin. And we have, the OCPD, Nairobi Central Police Station, that is in Okai. We have the three faces which are presented to us this morning. And the Standard says blood on their hands. It is yet again, these faces are appearing just the same month as 2024, when we had the same faces also appearing during the Gen Z protest. And this time, it is appearing for other reasons. And the reason is, because the presence of DIG Police Service Eliud Lagat at a press conference where the IG mentioned his complaint, now at the center of investigations into the death of influencer Albert Ojwang, was a show of impunity. In civilized democracies, the DIG should have resigned after his name cropped up in accounts explaining the death at a police station. This guy, Mohammed Amin, whose officers tortured Ojwang, and Nairobi Central Police, OCPD, should also be held responsible. That story is on page 2 and 3 of the Standard. It's an explanation, or rather a dig deep into what happened to Albert Ojwang, who was arrested on Saturday, taken to police custody, transported all the way from Homa Bay County to Nairobi County, and in the hands of police, he lost his life, and the police allegedly say that he hit his head and that was suicide. So that is something that is a very strong conversation this morning and it has also been given prominence on the Standard. That's the only story the Standard is having on their front page. There are other stories inside the Standard, so you can take a copy and look into it. Most of it is in relation to the death of Albert Ojwang. On the Daily Nation, we also have a similar headline, but this time it says the commanders, and it has listed Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja, Eliud Lagat, who is the DIG, Deputy Inspector General, and Muhammad Amin, who is the Directorate of Criminal Investigation boss. And the three of them have been mentioned as security chiefs who are under pressure to resolve the mysterious death of Albert Ojwang, a Voi-based teacher and blogger, an incident that has sparked nationwide outrage. Ojwang died after his arrest by detectives investigating a complaint by their boss, Mr. Lagat. So, the government is saying that in as much as you have the freedom of speech, you should be minding what you speak. And the question that we are asking this morning, that is it necessary for someone to lose their life because of their speech? They could rather serve in prison or other punishments. So that is the story that is given prominence. We have other stories on the Daily Nation. In health, we have SHA demands full annual premiums to treat patients. We also have Kenya's coffee in agriculture. Kenya's coffee yield set to grow, improve earnings. We have teachers issue strike warning over pay. And the teachers union have warned the disruptions of learning in public schools following deadlock over negotiations for a new collective bargaining agreement. The warning comes 3 weeks to expiry of 2021-2025 CBA. The union signed the Teacher Service Commission. The current CBA lapses on June 30th. So that is another thing that we should be looking out for. And it's still in education. In the current budget, there is a proposal, or the funding for the education sector is potentially going to be reduced. And it is something that the education stakeholders are really fighting for. And the only person who should be asked, last week, Education CS Julius Ogamba was in the parliament, and he was answering questions from the members of parliament, and he clearly said that the ministry does not have money. There is no money to fund education as it was before. And he was really put to task to answer that. But as it seems, he's just someone who is not aware. Actually, he was very candid that there is no money. The only person who knows why there is no money is the president. If there is financial cuts in any sector in this country, the president who knows why. So I don't think it's appropriate to be asking CSS, because apparently I heard someone say that if you take most of our leaders are promoted to incompetence. I will not mention the names, but if you take someone who is an engineer, promote that person to the Ministry of Agriculture, what do you expect? If you take someone who is a health officer and promote them to the Ministry of Trade, what do you expect? So most of our leaders are apparently promoted into incompetence. And that is something that we should be looking at. The budget will be presented in Parliament by CS John Buddy in this week, and we expect to see what is on the budget, because the finance bill is already out, and we have quite a deficit which should be funded by either internal borrowing or external borrowing, because our GDP collection is not fit or enough to fund the budget that is to be presented in Parliament. Now that is on the dailies, and not to leave out the Star. The Star is talking about a really different story this morning, because it says why Mudavadi is on shaky ground ahead of 2027 polls. And this is just a politics of political parties. When former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was ousted in office, the only complaint, or the major complaint or comment that he was getting, is that he got into government without his own party. And the reason analysts say that it was easy to oust him out of office because he didn't have the bargaining power. And we saw in the previous year, that is 2024, Musalia Mudavadi dissolving his party and moving fully into UDA. So that leaves him without a political party. So that means he's also falling in the same shoes Gachagua was falling, a shoe that says, let's trust the president. And the president has the goodwill for us. And today morning, the Standard is saying that strategic missteps such as folding his party have left him vulnerable and created a vacuum others are clamoring to fill. Now, in the spirit of we are all cousins, so opposition parties or parties which are opposing the government are coming together in the spirit of cousins and saying that the government should not be interfering with family affairs. So Mudavadi, I don't know which side you'll be falling if things fall apart, but that's a question we should be asking ourselves in the coming days as the political temperatures in the countries rise. Also still on the Star, we have Trump card, talk of Ruto, Raila tickets spark debate. That story is on page 5 of the Star. Woman 25 reaps reward from farming uplifts others. That story is on page. So that is on the dailies. So you can get more of these stories on get a copy of the papers for more insights into the stories. Now, also this morning, we'll be having a conversation on digital skills and monetization. We'll be joined by Moses Were, who is a digital marketing trainer, consultant, and digital transformation. Jesus Christ. My community just showed up. Anyway, it is a digital transformation strategist at Strive Creatives, and we'll be having a conversation on how can we harness the digital space or digital skills to, how can we monetize it? How can we use it to our advantage, whether it's in marketing our businesses, organization, and increasing sales? So that is a discussion we'll be having later on this broadcast, or on this show rather, how you prefer to name it. And it's very interesting because we are in a generation where everything is shifting digitally. From content creation, we have various ways of how you can market digitally, from content creation, from graphics, from using emails and messages and calls and all that. So Moses will be telling us more about it and how we can use it to our advantage. And also we have a conversation on Inter-School Debate Symposium and Career Fest. And this is an event that brings the young minds together, discussing issues that affect the community and also helping them showcase their talent. So we'll be joined by Gordon Oduor, who is the CEO of Semanami, which is a community-based organization that has been in operation for over 5 years. So we'll be having a conversation with him on the same and see how best as a community we can help the young generation improve their talent, or better their talent for that matter, and help them know how to be good entrepreneurs. So Biashara Tuesday is a show that helps you shape how you think in terms of developing business ideas. If you have a business idea, how you can better the business. If you're not in business and you're in an official setup, or you're having a white-collar job, so they say, how well can you manage yourself in the working environment? That is about emotional intelligence at workplace, good leadership skills. So it's an all-round conversation right here on Biashara Tuesday. You should always be tuning in. If you missed any of the shows, they're always on our YouTube platform. That is KUTV Kenya, which has over 70,000 members who are always there on board with us as we share these insightful ideas on how we can become good entrepreneurs. Now at this point, we'll be taking a look at what is happening on our roads and the weather situation. Not really protests like what we saw last year, but it was a day where there was demonstrations in town, where those who were supporting Albert or who are demanding justice, who are protesting around the central business district and the central police demanding accountability. For that reason, we saw snarl-ups around tributaries leading to town. Yesterday also we had an accident on Kiambu Road where a matatu lost direction and overturned. And we had snarl-ups along Kiambu Road also. We had 2 people die. That's so unfortunate. But that led to traffic situation also on Kiambu Road. Yesterday also, we had a protest along the eastern bypass, Ruiru, where traders were demonstrating about a certain tycoon who is to encroach and take their land and build story buildings that the traders claim will be expensive for them. So we also had protests along that way. We had traffic also on that direction. Now that is yesterday. What is happening today? Everyone is going to work. It's not a Monday. So the roads are quite smooth. If we take a look, if we use Google or the traffic to look at what is happening on our roads this morning, we'll see that this is Thika Road. Thika Road leading to town. Today looks quite okay, except from Safari Park through Garden City Mall. We have slowdown there all the way through Allsops. It's not small, it's actually big, to Pangani Interchange, past Muthaiga Square. People coming from Kiambu Road and those joining from Thika Road getting into Ngara. If you can use an alternative route, that will be fine for you, because we have heavy traffic leading to that interchange. And also looking at other roads leading to town, they look quite clear this morning. It's only on Langata Road, those coming from Langata Road and getting to enter Mombasa Road, that is Nairobi Upper Hill through the Radisson Blue Hotel around Apple. So if you're using that route getting to town through Mombasa Road, you can use an alternative route. So those are the only 2 routes that I'm seeing with the heavy traffic this morning. The rest of the routes, there is slowdown, but it's moving. Those who are entering town through Gikomba Market, wale wanapitia huko chini Mudhurwa wakiingia town through that route, it's not that heavy. It's low, but it's actually moving, not like these other areas. So those are the tributaries leading to town that appear to be having heavy traffic this morning. The rest of the roads are moving quite okay. So it's a beautiful Tuesday. It's a beautiful Tuesday. And in the spirit of Tuesday, we also had a meme, I'm very ready for Tuesday. And you know what Tuesday is always about. We had a time in this country when Tuesday was the day. Tuesday was the day. Tuesday was a day when it was technically an off day, because we had Maandamano Tuesday. I hope that does not happen, because I've already seen campaigns against the Finance Bill 2025, and the people I've talked to, I don't know if they are funded or it's just the displeasure of what is happening, and they're saying that it's they're going to hold Maandamano to stop the Finance Bill. And we've also had Kimani Ichung'wah say that those who are planning to make June 25th a public holiday will not have chance. He says that the only person who is capable of allowing a public holiday is the Interior Cabinet Secretary under the Constitution. He's the only one who is allowed to gazette a day as a public holiday. So I don't know, for you who is planning to have a holiday on 25th June, I don't know how you will manage that. Now, that is on the road situation. And on the weather update, here in Nairobi this morning, it is very cold. Very cold. And just to take a look at what Google is telling us this morning about the weather situation, this is moving quite slow. But let's see what Google says. So it's weather in Nairobi. Right now, it is 16 degrees Celsius. Feels like it. I see now why it's very cold, because it's 16 degrees Celsius. Normally, we're always around 21 degrees Celsius, and it feels like 23 degrees Celsius. And throughout the day, we have a cloudy situation throughout the day. No sign of rainfall. Precipitation is at 0%. It will definitely not rain today, but the temperatures shall be very cold. Now, that is on the weather situation here in Nairobi and the traffic situation. That is on the weather situation and the traffic situation. Now I want to tell you about a very interesting situation. Last week, I was telling you about why women should be working and the theories surrounding that. So we had several theories that surround that. And over the weekend, this weekend, we had an award session or a gala that brought together women in different fields. We had CEOs, we had entrepreneurs, we had political leaders, we have leaders in various sectors, we have community-led leaders, we had football champions or sports champions, we had those in media, we had those in entertainment, we had those in acting and everything that makes a woman or makes a woman outstanding. So this was brought together by Independent Kenya Women Awards at Kasarani Sportsview Hotel, and it was an awarding event that was awarding outstanding women in different fields. That is from, I have mentioned, from business, leadership, entrepreneurship, and all that. Now, Kenyatta University, having been represented by yours truly, looking at you at the screen right now, brought home the Emerging Media Personality of the Year 2024, not 2024, the Emerging Media Personality of the Year 2025. And it was such a pleasure to represent Kenyatta University because, as we all know, this is a station that is dedicated to building outstanding journalists, and that is what we do best, producing the best. And that's how we were able to come home with the award Emerging Media Personality of the Year 2025. So in the spirit of celebrating women at home, the message that was very intense, or the message that was brought home, the Independent Kenya Women Awards is led by a gentleman called Bernard Simanto. And telling his story, he said that he was brought up by a single mother in a very abusive relationship. And he saw his sisters drop out of school for lacking basic needs like sanitary towels, lacking school fees. And that, he says, was the drive that led him to come up with a platform where women are empowered and given opportunity to thrive. We had several men in the occasion or in the congregation who took part in encouraging the women. We had, in fact, a highlight of the conversation that the panelists had, because we had the guest speaker who is the First Lady of Narok County. So the highlight of the discussion was when having an empowered woman, how is the boy child supposed to be empowered also to help him live with an empowered woman, to avoid situations where we have marriages breaking down, where we have women looking down upon men. So that is a conversation that is really important, that as a parent or as a man, focus on also empowering yourself. As your woman rises, also rise to avoid a situation where there is jealousy that comes with being insecure with how your woman thrives and feeling like she is beyond your league. So that is on women empowerment. In as much as we empower women, we also teach them that the men will always be the men will always be the head of the houses, the men will always be the head, and they will always be not coming second. I know feminists can come for me for this, but the men will always lead, because naturally or spiritually or in the spiritual world, men are supposed to be leading. So as a woman, as you get empowered, get stronger each and every day, always remember that you will always be submissive to your man.
Okay, my name is Dr. Agnes Mtutu, First Lady Narok County. Tumekuja leo kuattend hii event ambaye ilikuwa ni ya IKWA, na IKWA inamaanisha Independent Kenya Women Awards. Mimi personally nimefurahia, na ninataka kupongeza wenye waliketi na kuwaza na kuwazua na kufikiria waweze kusawadi wa mama wale wenye wanafanya kazi kutoka mahali tofauti tofauti. Ukweli kabisa, wamama wameamka na wamefanya kazi na wamekuwa viongozi, wamefanya kazi kwa kitengo tofauti tofauti. Na hiyo inathibitisha msemo inayosema that which a man can do, a woman can do better. In my county, I'm participating, or my passion is empowering girls and women and in the community. Na sasa tumewacha ile ambaye inasemekana wamama wanaketi peke yake kwa jikoni na kupika chakula. Tumetoka na tunawahamasisha hao wamama kwamba sisi tukiwa viongozi wao, sisi ni sauti yao, and we are doing a lot in transforming their lives and being there as the voice of the women. In my county, I do mentorship of girls and women, of girls and boys, but particularly girls. And I am ninakimbia, ninapeana sanitary towels kwa sababu I'm telling those people from my county that we want to keep girls in school. I'm also informing them that we should stop FGM. And when we stop FGM, we have eradicated teenage pregnancies, and so we have discouraged early marriages. Na kwa hivyo tunatembea kwa kuempower hawa mama economically and even inspiring them na kuwaongelesha mambo ya usafi ya mazingira, mambo ya usafi yao kibinafsi na hata pale nyumbani. Wakuwe na wanajenga vyoo, na ninaona kwa kaunti yangu wameweza kujenga vyoo nyumbani. Mazingira pale nyumbani yamekuwa safi, wamewacha kuchafua chemchemi za maji, wamepanda miti kwa wingi, na tunajua pia miti tunapo kufanya awareness ya kwamba upanzi wa miti ni muhimu, itatusaidia baadaye na itafanya kaunti yetu ikuwe green na Kenya yetu nzima. Kwa hivyo hiyo itafuta mvua, tutapata pia vyakula kwa wingi na mambo mengine mazuri yatakuja. Kwa hivyo pia nikitembea kumenta wasichana na vijana, huwa ninaambia boys are there for change, and they should be there for their counterpart girls and watetee wasichana wao pale nyumbani. Vile vile huwa ninafunza hao vijana waachane na dawa ya kulevya kama pombe na dawa zingine mbaya kama miraa, bangi, ambao inadhuru vijana wetu, kwa sababu kama hatuna vijana, kama hatuna wavulana hasa, hatuna jamii ya kesho. Kwa hivyo nikitembea pale shuleni huwa ninapeleka pia nguo za ndani za vijana kama boxer, ili wasione wasichana peke yao wanaletewa sodo na mtoto kijana amewachwa kando. Kwa hivyo ninajaribu sana juu chini kujaribu kuinua both genders, because wavulana wameonekana wamewachwa nyuma kidogo. Nimekuja hapa pia nimepata award, na hiyo award nimepata ni ile ya kuniamsha niendelee, ama kunipa motisha niendelee kufanya kazi zaidi ya ile nimefanya. Na hiyo zawadi nimepata si yangu, ila hali ni ya watu wa Narok County nzima. Na nikipata leo hiyo zawadi, hiyo itakuwa inaamsha kina mama wengine wafanye kazi kwa bidii, kwa sababu wanajua kuna bidii mbele.
Now that was the chief guest, that is the First Lady of Narok County, who was representing women who are in leadership or women who are making change behind the leaders who are in front of them, that is the governor of Narok County. And as she has said, empowering the girl child is important, but at the same time, empowering the boy child is also more important, because the reason why we are having gender-based violence often is because we empower the girl child forgetting the boy child. And a similar situation, just to give you an analysis, a similar situation is witnessed mostly in South Africa. South Africa, by the time the gents who are going to fight for the independence, the women were given opportunities to go to school. So as the days go by, the women are getting empowered, but the men are in the fields fighting for their rights. So when time moves, the woman is more elite than the man. And what does the man do to get the woman to submit? Use violence. That is the only thing that the woman cannot have that the man already has. So that is why we have so much cases of violence in South Africa, so much cases of assault, so much cases of, you know, a woman being pulled down or violence generally. And this is a situation because the woman was empowered, but the man was not. That's the same situation in countries where men go mostly to fight and the woman is left behind, empowered. At the end of the day, we have so much chaos because, as I said earlier, the man will always be the lead and he will do anything to get to be the leader. So in as much as you empower the boy child, the girl child, don't leave the boy child behind. And a case was mentioned also that when you're doing your shopping for your kids, the girl is given so much shopping, given an abeba a lot, but the boy child is only given soap, tissue, rangi, and that's it. So what happens to the emotional well-being of this child? He says that, okay, I'm neglected. Yes, I'm a man. Yes, I need to survive, but I am also your daughter. I'm also your child. So in the same spirit of supporting women and providing a safety environment for them, also provide them for your boy child, because it's not just about them being men. There are also situations where if your child is not having a good self-esteem, there are cases of sodomy, you know that. And I can talk a lot about what happened into the event. Let's now look at how the event looked like, the pomp and color, and what was like about the event.
My name is Chesang Samoya. I'm from Wasingishu County. My one word with the event is that I call upon all leaders, all partners and all individuals who are willing to invest in girl child and youth at large, not only the girl but also the boy, to do so, because there's a lot of gap that is needed to fill. And when young people such as Babu come over, they should be supported, and we understand the gaps where they exist. Thank you. A woman supporting a woman is a plus, and it's incredible. There's a word that says when a woman supports a woman, the results are great. You see, when a woman supports another woman, they understand the challenges and they understand where they can fill the gaps and they understand where they can do together and make it better. You see, for man it's different because they don't understand how women operate, but if I and you support one another, it's making a big impact.
Maybe one word. We are here today to celebrate Kenyan women, courtesy of the Independent Kenya Women Award that has been organized by the CEO, Babu Mtekova. And we really appreciate what he's doing, because he's actually doing this at the backdrop of the, we've been experiencing a lot of femicide. We've been experiencing women being killed here and there, no justice, no nothing, being stashed in tanks, and all those kind of things. So I think this event is timely because it brings assurance to the Kenyan women that we celebrate them and we still love them. I think it had gotten to a point in this country where the Kenyan woman was losing trust and actually had started doubting whether they are felt or they are appreciated in this country. But when Babu Mtekova, through Independent Kenya Women Awards, are organizing such events, then it's an assurance to Kenyan women that we love you, we appreciate and we notice what you're doing in the society, and we know that without you, Kenya would be really at a bad, very, very bad place. My name is John Kamau. I'm the National Chairperson for New Generation Aspirants, NGA. Yeah. Personally, just like his story, I'm a son of a single mother from the age of 4. And indeed, I've experienced leadership at first hand. Because again, when we were growing up, a woman had to step up. Needless to say that they had gone to school. They had never gone to school. They never had an education. But they were able to step up, lead a family, bring us up, do the sacrifices that men normally do. And I think at the basic level, that is something that I really, really appreciate as what women are doing. Looking at the governance, you have a lot to actually point at when it comes to women. We have people like Wangari Maathai, Mother Karua, great figures in this country who have actually done a great job when it comes to revolution in the political and leadership space. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I mean, over time we've seen a lot. Women stepping up and actually doing a very, very commendable job. In fact, every woman that has been awarded today is a sign that they are doing something impactful in the society. And therefore, as men, we really, really appreciate it, because then we have changed the culture that used to be where women were just observed or seen to be, wives, housewives. They couldn't go beyond that. But right now, even in the political space, they are coming up so well. And actually, we are one of the proponents of the idea that women should actually be elected to an extent that men are now begging to be appointed, the space that goes to women representatives. I'm a big proponent that one day, I dream that one day, men will be taking that position because they'll be minority when it comes to the elected leaders. So women across the country, keep showing up, keep shining. You have all it takes, and you've proven time and again that you can shine and you can do really, really great when you decide to do so. Thank you very much.
Okay, my name is Pauline Naini from Narok County. I'm a gender officer. And today's award, I was nominated as a humanitarian activist of the year, but I've been awarded with a digital empowerment award, which is telling us that we have the spaces in the community to be able to air out issues that are affecting women. Women being awarded means that they can be able to stand out in platforms and fight for their rights, and also be able to protect the girls that we are bringing up to be tomorrow's leaders. This is a very big platform, and we want to encourage more Kenyans to come out and support women, and also give them platform to be able to fight for their rights. And also through these platforms, it also means that we will be able to reduce issues of gender-based violence and also sexual gender-based violence, because women will be able to stand up and fight for themselves and fight for their rights. Joan, come. We came to represent Best Lady. We are Best Lady, and we won this award of Entrepreneurs of the Year in this event of today, and we really appreciate it. And this is my appreciation to the company having won this. It's not because of me alone, because of all the staff that we have and all the team that supported us. This is the speech I have for them. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you tonight, deeply honored and grateful to receive this Business Women Champion of Year award. The recognition is not mine alone. I want to begin by acknowledging my husband, the pioneer and managing director of Best Lady Cosmetics. His vision laid the foundation on which we have built a business that continues to serve and empower people. To our two amazing daughters who have joined us in this journey, I thank you for carrying the dream forward and with such grace and strength. To our incredible Best Lady staff, your commitment, loyalty, and teamwork have shaped who we are now. And most importantly, to our customers, you are the reason we are here. Your trust, loyalty, and continued support have brought us this far. This award is just as much as yours as it is mine. To IKWA, thank you for this platform that celebrates women who lead and serve. I dedicate this moment to every woman working to make a difference in business, in the community, in family. When women rise, everyone rises. Thank you so much, and may God bless you all. Thank you, Mrs. Karanja, Tekla Karanja. Thank you so much for having us here and having this award. It all goes.
Right, that was just a snippet of the Gala Independent Kenya Women Awards that brought together women in various fields, recommending or commending them for their success or for the impact they're making in the society. Now, coming up next, did I just forget to mention that I also won the award? It is an honor because elected, or it is a public election because after the nomination by Independent Kenya Women Awards, that is IKWA, the election was now set for the public. We had a very stiff competition because of the voting process. You know, when voting involves money, it gets complicated. But to our viewers at home who took the initiative to give us the 10 shillings, the 1,000 shillings, the 200 shillings, the 30 shillings, voting for KUTV's Anyango Sylvia as the Emerging Media Personality of the Year. Thank you so much for believing in us as Kenyatta University and for believing in me as a person who brings impact or creates impact in the society. Because if not for this show, Biashara Tuesday and KUTV, then that platform of bringing change or creating change or shaping change could not be possible. So thank you so much, IKWA, for the nomination, and thank you so much, you at home, for your heartfelt election, allowing me to be named the Media Personality of the Year 2025. Now, coming up next is a conversation on digital skills and monetization, and joining us will be Moses Were, who is a digital marketing trainer, consultant, and digital transformation strategist at Strive Creatives. This is a platform that Moses has been in for about 6 years, and having dealt with SMEs, organizations, helping them understand how well they can improve their marketing and how well they can reach bigger markets. He will be giving us insights on what we can do to make ourselves better, what was happening 6 years ago, what has changed, what is the future of digital marketing, and how well can we leverage the technology to our advantage. Now we'll be taking a short break and we'll be back with that discussion.
So my name is Jakub Petri. I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland. And I'm the main coordinator of the Cafe project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Ewa Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
Are you healthy, or rather, do you maintain a healthy lifestyle? According to WHO, health is regarded as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. Welcome to Focus on Health, a show on all matters health, wellness, and lifestyle. On this show, we cover a wide variety of topics inclusive of, but not limited to, dental, optical, mental, reproductive health, and so much more. Join me, Joy Bofenda, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on KUTV for compelling insights and discussions on all matters health. See you then.
Focus on Health, your weekly dose of health and wealth information on KUTV.
Miti miti, panda panda. Our planet's future is in our hands. However, there is a threat to the brightness of this tomorrow. On EarthCheck, we share the challenges, the solutions, and the hope.
I would call this a very momentous day, a very critical day.
Every episode, every story, every step we take creates a ripple. Join me, the environmentalist Emmanuel Kutosi, on KUTV every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and be part of EarthCheck. Welcome.
Ni nguzo na uso wa jamii. Kupanda shuka, akawa tuzo. Ukakamavu wake, ukatii, na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke, akabaini jinsi ya kuweni. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari, kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake mwake, nami Caroline Kimwele.
Access to knowledge. Solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
This is Biashara Tuesday on the lounge, and this morning we are to have a conversation, or we are just about to have a conversation on digital skills and monetization. So everyone is always talking about, you know, going digital. Tumetoka analog, tumeenda digital, and the trends are shifting. Previously, we had these salespeople walking from door to door, telling you about a product and how well you can, how the product is going to help you. These days, We have reduced number of salesperson who walk door to door telling you about products. This day, everything is digital. We are all going digital. But then, with the change comes another problem of how can we use this digital skill. I mean, it's okay, we know that you can do online marketing, but how? Now that is where our guest this morning, Moses Were, comes on board. Moses, karibu sana on the show.
Nimeshukuru umeanza na Kiswahili. Kwa majina naitwa Moses Were. It's really a privilege to be hosted by KUTV today as I speak about digital skills and how you have summed it up. Like everything is now going online. So this is a great conversation. It's not just about businesses, but it's also about the future of employment, which we need to speak about. Because we have seen the Gen Zs are coming up. We are using the internet. Businesses, everyone is trying to showcase what they are doing. It be on TikTok, it be on Facebook, it be on LinkedIn, so that they can just showcase what makes them unique. So it's a great conversation to have this morning when we talk about the current state of the digital space and the future of employment and business.
Very interesting. Thank you so much. Now, before we get into discussing all these things, can you give us a brief story about yourself or a brief introduction so that our viewer at home can understand who is Were and why do we need to listen to him this morning?
Were is a great gentleman. I sum it up like that because the journey in this space, particularly in the digital space, has been very, I would say, impressive. It started 6 years ago working in a sales environment. However, I couldn't resist the urge to understand how to leverage technology because I was working in a tech firm while doing sales and marketing. There's a day I had a very heartbreaking experience when I lost a deal worth over 2 million and we were having a conversation with a client who was checking between our website and the next party's website, and only then I had social media marketing skills, meaning I could not have the opportunity or the capability to update the website. So that's what made me be more enthusiastic about technology and understanding how they work. So over time, I'm a very proactive person. So over time, I get to realize we need to understand how to leverage social media, digital marketing, and set our brands apart, like in a manner in which we can stand out. So I got to learn about social media marketing, search engine optimizations, self-learning, and also getting enrolled in other paid institutions. So through that, I had an opportunity to rise through my career from sales to building a marketing team to moving out to working with an international agency as a business development. So through that, I had an opportunity to interact with very many, I would say, skilled managers in various organizations because I was working in a digital agency. So I observed a skills gap, and that's what pushed me to founding Strive Creatives, which currently bridges the gap between real-world skills and the theory that has been there.
So what are these gaps that you realized?
I think the gaps are being many. First, we have misinformation, especially when we look at the C-suite executives and the Gen X or our older parents, whereby they believed still in the traditional methods of doing business transactions. So you find that adapting technology is one key area that they resist over time because we have technology which has come here. They look on the cost factor while they still rely on the traditional means without giving us young people the opportunity to showcase to them what it means to leverage these digital first systems. So they spend a lot of cash, they resist information, and then there is also fear of going online. You find that some professionals, they come to the academy, they learn, they are the best, but still they are afraid of showcasing what they do.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so if now assume you are a student also and you are not on LinkedIn, let's just use that simple format. You never know, you'll get employed maybe in 2030 while someone has a job today because he has just learned a digital skill. So those are the things you miss out by not leveraging technology.
You know, I had someone once say, this one is a millennial. Actually, I don't know why he speaks like that because he's a millennial, and then I was like telling him, you know, ChatGPT sometimes make your work easier. You prompt it, like they say, garbage in, garbage out.
Yep.
When you give it good information, it gives you good information. And I was like, it makes life easy. And then he said that, you know what, I'm not going to get into learning that because he says that when everyone else is taken over by ChatGPT or by AI, I'll be the only one standing out, the only one dependable. So I'm like, why are you so adamant? So has that been a challenge also in taking on the digital marketing skills or embracing it? Apart from the ones who are just being adamant, what other challenges have you experienced over the years that are really hindering the implementation of it?
I think that's a great question. And growth in any area starts from a point of self-awareness. Can you be in a position to evaluate your skill sets, capability, and then have clarity on the vision or the goals you are trying to achieve? Because once you have that clarity on the step or the journey that you want to partake, you'll be in a position to internalize the various infrastructure that you need to have in place. So when it comes to adapting technology and how you have said, giggle in, giggle out, garbage in, garbage out, the giggle, all right? So you find that, as when we are in school, the teacher has given us assignment, I'm going to copy it and then ChatGPT do it for me. And then there is someone who has went further ahead as a student or in his business to understand what he's trying to solve, his pain points, and then he gives the ChatGPT that opportunity to act as like a researcher or to take that position of an expert in that role, and then he gives it the instructions towards that prompting. So you find that through that journey, the responses that he's going to get, they are going to be factual, they can be implemented, and even he'll be in a position to track down the goals. So it comes down, me personally, I do take it from a point of self-awareness, where first, if you can't realize what you are trying to achieve, then you are going to remain average. So if you remain, if you are still resistant to technology, know that you are going to just diminish from the online space, because if 3 people can stand up while you are standing and then they'll get taller, assume you have, sorry for using this example, we have Sudanese who will grow so fast, right? And then you are like, we have some people who are always short. You find that they'll grow fast because they are eating well, they are feeding on well, while you are not taking into the new nutrients that are needed in the environment. So that's, you find that over time, your story will just like crash. So that applies both in employment and also in business, because other person is cutting down on the cost that he could have looked for a researcher, an expert, and he's using that ChatGPT, or we have other AI tools that he can use to just do his video for the businesses. And you are hiring a full media team to do for you something that you could have achieved with 5,000. So you find that the business will definitely collapse if it resists.
So the problem is just being comfortable with where you are, and then it makes you, you know, you're just in a box, you're not seeing beyond that.
Yeah, comfort zone kills, and then resistance to information, and then also lack of curiosity. Yeah, because
so what do you think are the essential skills that are required for an entrepreneurial venture when it comes to digital marketing?
That's great. However, the first key skill, I'm not quite sure if it's a skill, but curiosity. You know, curiosity kills the cat. So it's the first thing that you have to put first. And then that's number one, because it's going to give you an opportunity to understand the journey that you are trying to work in. And then having that capability to embrace continuous learning in the process, because every day systems change, platforms change, the algorithm change, and the customer expectations change, and also the market needs. So you have to have that mindset that's open to learning from various spaces. So through that, you'll be in a position to adapt and also evolve and grow your business. And then from there, you need also to have good, I would say, communication and networking skills. In as much as we see technology, adaptation of technology or marketing skills as a technical area, first you need to just have these human-related skills. Because once you have that capability to be curious, it means that you are going to learn because you are researching about it. And then there is that aspect of agility. One thing that I believe sets the greatest minds or business owners apart, and the CEOs I've had opportunity to talk to, is that their capability to spot an opportunity, and you do not wait for someone to remind you. You act on it on the spot. So those 4 characteristics, if you can embody them as an individual in any field, not just in marketing or in the digital space, you can just stand out within 6 months, not even 1 year.
Okay, interesting. Now, with digital marketing comes, you need to analyze data. Who are your buyers? How well are you selling? So it comes with data analysis. It comes with, you know, data collection and all that. Does this make digital marketing more expensive compared to the old version where, you know, you just go to the market, someone tells you, you know, I don't like your product, and then you're like, okay, fine, what do I need to change? Like, you're getting immediate feedback. Do we consider digital marketing expensive than the older version?
Just like when we are looking for doctors and engineers, we have various categories. We have the nurses, then we have the various, how do we put them, specialists. So the same applies in digital marketing. So digital marketing, I wouldn't say it's expensive or it's cheap, but it's valuable. And in each area, based on your budget, I do put it like that, you'll be in a position to get results that are in relation to the investment that you have put in that particular area, because you can't be investing with 20,000 and expect to get 1 million. However, if you the higher you invest in a particular area, it will relate to the results that you get. However, there is also another aspect where I would say digital marketing is also not cheap, because depending on the level of expertise of the individuals or the agency you are working with, and also based on your goal, you'll find that you'll have to invest to the lump sum or the amount that equate to the proportion of your expectations, because that's what's going to achieve that's what's going to help us achieve our business goals, and also for us as the experts or your partners to meet your expectations. So if you come with a 10,000 budget, maybe you can just start working with an intern. But if you have a budget from 50,000, you can now hire an expert, because in as much as we talk about digital